pretty good moon out last night
What?
and the night before that. Did you have a good moon?
I didn't look at her. What's she up to?
Oh, on Friday?
Yeah, like over the weekend and yesterday, the whole weekend, like pretty big moon, and you're getting the low moonrise, so it's large on the horizon.
The moon on Friday was like the last. It was a beaver moon.
What?
Oh, is that what it is?
It was a beaver moon.
What's a beaver moon?
Fuck if I know, guys.
Okay.
I just charged my crystals. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be a trailer for the show.
Yeah. That should be the
Here's
only
a fun
that
fact.
should just be the tagline.
Tell me more.
What's a
I
beaver
can't.
moon? Fuck if I know.
I saw a really cool picture of someone who took a picture of all the different colors of the moons. There was like 48 of them.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
From like the same geographical location?
Well, they did it as a circle of them all, and it just all the different colors from red to yellow, green, blue, and it was just,
lovely.
Cool.
really,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, so a beaver moon is so named because it marks the time when actual beavers are preparing their homes for winter.
Nice.
Aw, getting cozy. It's cozy moon. That's a cozy moon.
So I don't know if
No.
it has really anything, like, I don't think there's a direct correlation. It's just like, the beavers are doing stuff and look at the moon. It's like, okay, it's a beaver moon, right?
No, the beavers are drawn like tides. They're like, build me
No.
up.
I gotta go get my damn dam.
Uh,
Oh,
Okay.
found it. Oh no.
Oh, the picture? Oh, wow.
Oh,
Whoa.
awesome. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I love that. Listeners, it's a
Neat.
spiral of colorful moons.
Yeah.
Do you know, is it like a time delay? What's that technique called?
Time lapse?
time lapse?
Thank you. Yes, lapse. That's the word.
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, either way,
feel
it's awesome.
Right.
You'd have to have it out for like a year, right? Sometimes more, right?
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
some of these
Yeah.
colors only turn
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, you
some-
don't
Would be
get
a
all the
time lapse
colors
if
all
you
the
do it
time.
same.
Plus,
Yeah.
the
If
moon
you do it once
the
a
moon
day,
phases
that's still
would be
time
different.
lapse, right?
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll email you the link.
Cool. Oh, great.
Yes.
Awesome.
Share.
Yeah. We can share it since we're opening the show on a little moon talk.
Exactly.
Ahoy, listeners! This is Debut Buddies. It's a fortnightly podcast about firsts. My name is Nate, and I'm one of the buddies.
And I'm Kelly. I'm an additional buddy.
I'm Chelsea. I'm the other buddy, but I'm not the last buddy today.
You're not the
Hooray!
last buddy today because we have a special buddy guest in the room, in the Buddy Moon Room, because we're going to talk about moons and the parts of them you don't see. And no, we're not going to be talking about the fourth Transformers movie, or is it the
Oh,
fifth
is that what it
Transformers
is?
movie? One of them is the Dark of the Moon, I think.
Oh.
But we're not
yeah.
talking about that. And we're not talking about that with nobody. We're talking about something else with someone. And that someone is Steve Livingston. Steve, welcome back to the show. It's been a while
for coming.
since you've been on.
Yeah. Great to be back. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. So you're on the Debut Buddies version. Last time you were on, it was a vague idea. So you got a lot thrown at you, all about Stephen King. But this time we're going to talk about something else that you're well versed in. I think. I hope. I don't know.
I was going to say, I've seen a lot of.
He's wearing.
Oh.
Okay, so Steve is wearing a shirt that is compositing both the Wall and the Dark Side of the Moon album covers, which speaks to your Pink Floyd fandom. And we've got
there more?
more Floyd on the back.
Oh,
Okay, all right. You got your
Damn.
50th anniversary Dark Side. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Love it.
I have my Dark Side LP
Oh,
here
hey.
because I figured I'd show it
Just-
off a little bit.
I only have this one.
Oh, hey, wish you were here.
Hmm.
I was like, this is the closest I can get.
That's
so
right.
What have I got?
Kelly
give
has.
something that's a
got a
triangle.
duck.
on your-
Okay,
got a
Kelly's got
little
a duck.
Perfect.
I've got a dinosaur.
We got a dinosaur.
Exactly.
Another dinosaur.
Another dinosaur.
Sorry, I don't have any Pink Floyd. There we go.
Oh,
We're
dang,
back on
okay.
topic.
Now is that Steve? That's a book.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. 50th anniversary Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh God, he's gonna Kill, I see what you did there.
He just
Yeah.
might. You know what?
I don't know,
Let's
that's-
be honest.
Tough category. That's the hardest game ever.
It's very
You will be
challenging.
great at it if I ask anything about Pink Floyd, which is not guaranteed. Because we all know how I
Are
see
we
what
gonna-
you did
is
there.
it going to be
works.
about Pink and Floyd? Okay.
It could be about colors and about people named Floyd. I don't know. We'll see when we
Oh
get
God.
It's going to be
there. We'll
interesting.
see what I did there when we get there.
Or
but no, listeners,
we
we're
won't.
or we won't, or we just might. Everybody might quit the show, and I'll read it to myself and to a silent audience. But we're talking about the first #1 Pink Floyd record, and that happens to be "The Dark Side of the Moon." And let's go around the circle and talk about how we feel about this thing, what our background is. So, Steve, we'll start with you. Talk to us about your Pink Floyd knowledge, background, and your specific connection to Dark Side.
All right. So I originally got into The Wall when I was a freshman in college. I had a tape that I would just keep running back and forth. They would flip the side, go the second side, it would flip it, go back to the first, and I just had it 24/7. And I just got inundated with The Wall. Saw Pink Floyd in 1987 at I forgot the stadium. It was a small minor league baseball in Phoenix stadium, and it just blew me away. And then I also saw them in 1984 in Sun Devil Stadium, or 94 in Sun Devil Stadium. And last year I went and saw Brit Floyd for the 7th time, and they celebrated the 50th anniversary of The Dark Side and played every song on it. Their only stipulation was that they couldn't play the album front to back. They had to mix it up. But, they played
Interesting. Is that just a rights issue? That
Yeah.
Okay.
They're actually a legit band. They played at David Gilmour's 50th birthday party.
Oh.
So they are full on legit. They sell out Red Rocks every year. They are.
I think I went to a show at Red Rocks.
Brit
I
Floyd?
think I went to see them in 2014. I completely forgot about this
Nice.
until just now.
They're phenomenal,
crazy.
aren't they?
I had a great time. Yeah.
Like you could close your eyes and not tell the difference for most of the evening. They're not-
Especially in a big arena like that, like the energy is going to
yeah.
fill in any gaps that there might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about how weird it would be to have a cover band play my own music to me at my birthday.
Right?
Like, because hypothetically, let's say for my 50th birthday, which is almost 7 years away, we got 3 other people to do an episode of Debut Buddies for me.
I think that we should do
Sounds
that,
great.
first of all.
You are not. No, none of us are on. It's just that
Yes.
these people have studied doing the show. And they're doing it for us. By no means do I believe anybody cares that much, but that would be fun, right? It'd be weird.
I think that would be torturous for me. No, I already have to listen to me inside. I don't want to hear it from the outside. Also, shut up.
Why are the invasive thoughts on the outside now? What's going on?
No.
Another tangent, not quite related, but we got free tickets to see Violent Femmes at the
Oh,
Botanic
fun.
Gardens like
Nice.
10 years ago, and their opening band was a Violent Femme cover band,
Oh, cool.
and
That's
it was
so wild.
yeah, and they had an agreement that they couldn't play any of the major songs. They had to
Sure,
do
yeah.
so the real band could play all their major hits. It was the coolest thing ever. It was great.
Yeah, I mean that is also really interesting because it's like, okay, we need to play a 2-hour long Violent Femme show. We don't want to. We want to play the 30 minutes of the songs that
Yeah.
are our big hits, so that we get all the applause and then we can leave. How about you guys do the hour and a half of all of our B-sides?
Yeah.
It was
That's
cool.
wild.
Were they good?
Yeah, they were good. It was
Convincing?
for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the real band is amazing.
Yeah. How do you remember what their name was?
No clue. They
Yeah,
were a local
okay.
Denver band, though.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
I'll see if
okay.
they're still out here
Probably.
rocking around.
I bet. It was not that long ago, like somewhere between 5 and 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We're in there.
Man,
What
that's a
is
hell of a
time?
deal, though. That's like there's that Mark Wahlberg movie I think called Rockstar.
Oh
Is that the
yeah,
name of the movie?
with
Where
Jennifer
he's
Aniston.
yeah, where he's
Yeah.
the lead singer of a cover band for another band, and the plot is that the rest of his bandmates want to start making original music, and he's like, "No, we're supposed to be a cover band for this band
Oh,
we love."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's great. It's great stuff. Let's see. Dark Side of the Moon and me. I never saw Pink Floyd live. I've never seen any cover band of Pink Floyd, but my dad listened to a bunch of Floyd, like specifically like Dark Side and the Wall and things like that. And so I got introduced to that when I was a kid. And then Dark Side was one of the first like CDs that he bought me, was just like, this is something you have to have. And so it has this like just sort of family history, cultural cachet to it. And I think it's a really like it's a really interesting album because it's so theatrical and it's so kind of sprawling. And it's interesting to me because Steve, you mentioned like the cover band wasn't allowed to play their songs in order, but that's almost like the only way to listen to this album is to listen to
Mhm.
it from front to back and around, right? Like it has single potential because it's sort of uniquely the first record where Pink Floyd is able to like put together a pop aesthetic rather than kind of a big sort of loose jazzy fusiony rock sort of prog situation. But like I don't know. I feel like the story it's telling requires you to start at the beginning and go to the end. And that's not just because of like the Wizard of Oz thing either.
Mm-mm,
That's just like
mm-mm.
the vibe of the record. Whether you love it or not, it like really benefits from listening to it as a whole piece rather than even in parts.
For sure.
Yeah. I uh I mean, I don't know. I grew up listening to classic rock, and obviously this was one of the records my dad had on vinyl plus all of the radio play. I know I bought the CD, but I don't remember it having a huge impact on me. I more remember listening to The Wall and then
Mhm.
watching The Wall in college. Like that was almost a rite of passage. Like this is weird. Let's turn out all the lights and smoke pot.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
mostly
That
what I
was
remember.
my wall experience. Also, was seeing the whole film. Like
Yeah.
was yeah. It's really this like, hey, are you ready to like break through what you believe the world is about?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, no. I mean, this message is also in other stuff. By that point, right? By the time we're in the 2000s, like other people are
Yeah.
already
But is
saying
it
these things again. But
music?
yeah,
I know that I went to a Dark Side of Oz showing. Mostly what I remember of that though is the person in charge of drinks brought White Russians, and none of us were happy about
Mhm.
that.
did they think they were as Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. Some wires got crossed, and that was too much dairy. That was too much dairy.
Yeah. You don't want I don't know. I'm gonna make some sort of moon and poop joke, but it's really not worth it.
Yeah, you
Let's
can
not
get there,
bother.
right?
Not
Mooning
jumping
somebody as
over
your
the moon.
butt.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Chelsea?
I don't have a lot of experience with Dark Side of the Moon, other than basically radio play and it being around when I was younger. And um my experience was with Wish You Were Here. And
Mm,
like, I don't know, 11, 12 years ago, I was going through a hard time and I just listened to the album and then I just nonstop listened to it. And it just kind of like felt like a deep breath and an exhale every time I listened to it. And it was like really good to walk around with it and just like, I don't know, vibe. So big
Yeah.
fan of that.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, Pink Floyd deals in vibes, right?
Yeah.
Like every Pink Floyd record that, and I haven't listened, I honestly can't say I've listened to every single one, but like I feel like they all have a vibe, right? But and they deal in vibe, not
mm,
like not like here's a collection of kind of songs that sort of fit together but don't quite. Like it's always you're in this ride. This is what's going on. This is happening to you. You're gonna feel a bunch of stuff, and then we're gonna close it out. They're just
You're
kind of
describing
unique
a
albums.
concept album.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost as
Yeah.
if it's a concept of an album.
It's almost like it's concept.
I mean, I will say I miss this form of music making, and
Mm.
I know that it's like ultimately largely gone because we just don't consume music that way anymore.
Mhm.
But every time a contemporary band comes with a concept album or something that is of a piece this way, it's such a joy, right? Like the Hazards of Love album that the Decemberists put out, like well, I guess 12 years ago now, or longer even. But that's like, oh, we're doing like a theatrical, full purpose, like front to back story through songs. And I don't know. I find that fascinating because it's also really hard to do. Like talk about the feat of effort to put together an album like this one, where it's like, okay, we're doing
Yeah.
a thing, and it's going to kind of crescendo in each song, but also as a thing, and it's going to do it in such a way where I I re-listened to this 3 times to kind of prep for the show, and I was blown away by 2 things. One of them was it doesn't feel like a long album at all, and I know it's not really a long
Mm.
album runtime wise technically, but like
That's like 45 minutes, isn't it?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
still a pretty good chunk of time, but it just sort of washes over you, and you don't notice necessarily that like you don't notice the changes, and I think a lot of that is because it's so well composed, right? You
Mm.
just ride with it, and other than that, it was just like how kind of perfectly listenable it is, where I would be in the middle of something and go, oh shit, I forgot about this song, and then I go look and I'd be like, I had no idea this was the title of this song.
Mm.
I don't I like it, there's this weird like unmoored quality to listening to it too, because it just sort of sweeps you into a feeling, and that's where it leaves you.
And it was back in 1972, before they had the huge mixing boards and all the crazy stuff that they could do things easily. I mean, they really had to work hard to put this together right.
Yeah.
Say more about that if you know more. I just read the like little bit on Wikipedia and I was fascinated.
Yeah, the book I was touching up on talks a lot about that. I'm really not a musician and I don't get the technical stuff at all, but I was just reading about how they're, having like a pottery jar with pennies in it and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
just all these different things. And the interviews they did, they just literally interviewed the roadies and different people for
The
the
doorman
background.
of the of the studio.
Yeah, and they actually interviewed Paul and Linda McCartney, but they didn't make the
Oh,
cut
wow.
because they were trying too hard. They said,
Yeah, stop
That
hamming
doesn't
it
sound
up.
like
We're
Paul McCartney at all. Trying too
yeah,
we're
hard?
being
What?
sincere.
yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, they like the roadie is one of the big ones on there. That the first one that I've been mad for fucking years, absolutely years.
Mm.
The very first quote and speak to me and different things, and they just put these all together over the course of a year and a half.
Yeah, yeah, it's
And they
wild.
specifically were like they wanted people who were on tour with them, right? Because so much of the album was inspired by like how fucking hard it is to live like that, like traveling and trying to be an artist and also having to do like business stuff and like being away from your family. Like they
Mm.
wanted people who were living that lifestyle to get their input, which I think is really very smart and very authentic, I guess.
Yeah, this album comes about at kind of a weird time in Pink Floyd's history because Sid Barrett, who's one of the original founding members of the band, has just left because he's having mental health issues and can't continue. So a lot of Dark Side is like the remaining band members trying to figure out like, okay, who are we and what is our identity now without Sid? And so to your point, Kelly, it's like let's bring everybody who's connected to us and let's create like a new found family for Pink Floyd
Mm.
with a different patriarch, right? Because Sid was the guy. Like Sid was the main impetus for the band to exist for the first 7 or 8 years. And so you're doing that and then
Wait, they were only around for 7 or 8 years before this, and this is their eighth album?
Yeah,
They
because
were
they were cranking out like
Yeah.
they were
fusion-y
busy
prog
little
rock albums.
beavers.
Yeah. Well, this is the reason why this is like the number one, is because they were pretty well established as an existing band, but they didn't have music that normies could
Radio
listen to.
singles.
Yeah. Like, and this was the normiest record they put out, which is kind of funny because, it's not super normy. I mean, it is now because it's so in the zeitgeist, but yeah, they like go out and get Alan Parsons to produce this, who you might remember from his project called Alan Parsons Project.
But this is pre-project.
It's pre-project. This is when he's a freewheeling. He's running around. From what I read, they used multi-track recording, tape loops, analog synthesizers. So you're not even using digital synthesizers. And then they're using a couple of early synth things called EMS VCS3 and Synthi A. So you're getting like there's some
Sick.
cutting edge.
I have one of each.
Nice. She's holding them up now, listeners. It's amazing. They're very
just
large.
like my
They're
dinos.
But yeah, I think from a production standpoint, there's a little bit of an energy here that like it's the Foley work that Steve mentioned with like a jar full of pennies, right? It's also this sort of like, to use cinematic parlance, it's like the in-camera editing, right? Like we're doing in-camera effects. They're doing like all these analog double tape things. Like we're just going to roll stuff around and do things backwards and forwards until we get the sound we want. So it's got this kind of, I don't know, rough. It's obviously not DIY because they have a whole studio at their disposal and everything, but it's like, it's in this playful, like Lucasfilm era, like Industrial Light and Magic style. Like, let's just put a bunch of model kits together until we make a Death Star. Like, it's the same kind of deal.
It sounded like a really fun studio experience. Like, doing all of that Foley, I guess. Do you call it Foley for music?
Yeah.
I know that it's musique concrete.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really thought about
noises,
whether you call it
noises
that.
and stuff,
But yeah.
sound effects.
I mean, I would be like, it's Foley and I'm sampling it, but sampling didn't exist really as a term then. So yeah, I don't know what they would have said.
Huh. Fun sounds.
But yeah, so Pink Floyd's formed in 1965.
What year did this album come out?
It comes out in 73.
Oh, 73.
Yeah. March of
that's
1973 is when it gets released. So they're recording it late 71 through 72.
Another interesting part about that is they actually did a 40 night tour or playing the album before they recorded it.
Oh,
So,
Which makes sense, right? Like,
did a lot of practicing.
we do it the other way around today, but that's like that's how you do like a play. You
clean it up.
yeah, like you get all your, that's how comedians
Comedy,
do it.
yeah.
Like you practice, read the
Exactly.
room, figure out how it feels, figure out how the audience responds. Like that must play a part in the success of the album because they had already built it with a give and take with the audience at that point. So they were able to like fine tune it to what people liked. Whoa.
Yeah, there's that mixing board. So we're getting a picture of the mixing station. Which, I mean, just so many dials and slides.
16? 24, maybe?
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, all the little sliders on there is one
lot.
track. Yeah,
I
liked it's a lot of tracks. Which, gosh, reading about it took me back. Not that I ever produced music, but I worked in theaters. Doing musicals or bands coming through. So I've run plenty of soundboards and not for years have I used an analog board. Like I learned how to mix on an audio or on an analog mixing board. And there was a part in there in the Wikipedia, one of the anecdotes was that they had so many tracks going for this album that they had like even the band members in the booth like writing faders to adjust volume while it's happening because like one engineer doesn't have enough fingers. And I had like flashbacks to doing musicals where like 10 10 mic'd people come on stage all at once, and I'm like using my forearm to slide up all the sliders. I was like, I can't imagine
I now
trying to
fully
mix
understand.
an album that way.
I now fully understand why you don't like Octopus, because you're like, they're gonna take my job.
Oh God, I hate them.
Another fun thing about this, so they did the touring beforehand, right? To dress rehearse and then play the whole record out. And then when the album actually came out, they had a bunch of like listening parties that they attended. So there was like several listening parties at studios in London that just like would sell out. People would come in just to sit down and listen to the record be played, not watch them play the music, just listen to the record. Which, I mean, that's a bygone thing. But, you know, Steve, you mentioned...
It still happens sometimes.
Well, we still do listening parties, right? But they're not like... They wouldn't be a multi-night affair sweeping major cities and drawing huge crowds. Like, Steve, you mentioned how, like, you listen to The Wall on a loop in your car. And it reminds me of my parents talking about, like, listening to Sgt. Pepper's on a loop. Like... that was just a thing, right? That we had this era where because of the lack of internet and all the other shit that we have now to distract us, like if a new album came out and it was good, you would like all just get together with your friends and just lay around and listen to the album. And that would be the way weekends passed, was like, this is cool, we're doing this thing. And now it's like we you know, we're always like, they look over here and then you doom scroll and then we got to post a picture of this, you know. I'm getting older as I speak. But
that 50th birthday party is now 4 years away.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Steve, I'm curious, what is the last album you listened to on repeat like that?
Oh, wow. My go-to playlist is Pink Floyd, and I'll just listen to all the albums. And when they finish, I'll restart them.
In order still.
Yeah.
That's how I listen as well.
Single album repeat. I don't remember the last time I've done that. It might have been back in college. I think Animals. Back when I flew to San Fran to help my brother move, and I was alone a lot that weekend, and I just I never liked Animals, and then it was like the only album I had with me. I think I was on a CD compact disc player, and I just listened to it over and over again that whole weekend and just fell in love with it. And today is still my favorite Floyd album.
Nice.
Oh, dang. Okay, so it wasn't Stockholm Syndrome. You weren't like...
I don't even know what that is.
Oh.
Well, if you were held captive and forced to listen to it until you began to identify with it.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think that's maybe the most rewarding thing, is when you listen to an album that you don't think that you like and then you discover that you like it. I always enjoy that, because I still have a bunch of music digital from years ago, and I'll go back and listen to old stuff and be like, I used to only listen to these 3 tracks on this, but this is all actually pretty good. How did I not listen to this that whole time?
Love that. I thought you meant Stockholm Syndrome was another band that you listened to.
Yeah.
I don't know. My bad.
Stockholm Syndrome is a cover band that forces you to listen to them. That's how it works. Don't we sound just like them? Don't we?
Stockholm Syndrome is the name of a Muse song, so I could have been referencing that. I have been known to listen to Muse on repeat.
You've been known to Muse.
It would be a great name for a band too.
Yeah.
There's got to be a band by that name.
Sure.
There has to be.
Ideally from like Finland, though, as kind of a fuck
Not Sweden.
Yeah, no, because that would be too on the nose. We don't want to break it. Kelly, what was the last album you listened to all the way through?
Well, I guess I always am. I mean, it was the last album that I had on repeat was Harry's House.
Okay, great. That's a great record. We've got both album of his newer things. I love late I love late Harry.
Oh, love late Harry.
Early Harry though.
I don't know. I just never got into One
Harry.
Direction, so that's kind of really all I considered early Harry, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry to early Harry. That was just not my my bag.
Yeah.
I put some. Oh my God. Just the other night, I put on an album that I listened to on repeat 1,000 times, like through high school and college. And I hadn't thought about them in 1,000 years. It's a band called The Sounds. Did you guys listen to them?
I know.
Mhm.
It sounds familiar,
Rock
though.
band, sort of punky, female singer. And it's just like, I highly recommend. They are so fun. I haven't listened to their latest couple albums, but I foresee them in my future because I had a great time listening to one of their old ones. Oh, actually, you know what? I think they might be Swedish.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
They're
nice.
a Swedish indie
Oh,
rock band. I
sick.
just looked them up.
Oh, fun.
All comes back.
That's right.
Shout out Sweden.
It's like there's some kind of syndrome. What about you, Chelsea? What's the last record you've listened to on a loop?
I haven't really listened to any on loop. I mean, if we're being honest, it's probably Lionel Richie whenever we did that episode.
Sure. Okay.
But I visit family every weekend, and on the way back, my brother and I choose an album to listen to all the way through because it's usually about a hour-long drive. And the last one we did was Fiona Apple's album.
Which
One
one?
with the
They all have really
Cutters.
long
Bring the
titles. Fetch the bolt
That's
cutters.
it. Fetch the bolt
God, that
cutters.
album slaps. God, that's one that I listened to so many times on repeat that I made myself physically sick about it.
Oh,
Like I had to distance myself from it for a little while because it was so good and I gorged myself.
well, I just experienced it for the first time a couple weeks ago.
God, that album
Oh, hell yeah.
slaps.
And before that,
all-
we did
all
like
Fiona
Run the
Apple
Jewels.
is really good. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like Fiona
Yeah.
Apple doesn't do bad music.
She doesn't miss.
She doesn't. She can't miss. It's
Ugh.
like a guy shooting an apple off of someone else's head,
No,
Oh God.
right?
Those stakes
Tell?
are too
William
high.
Tell, yeah.
He had an overture. Let's see. We would listen to Folklore by Taylor Swift a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's the album that really I was like, oh, I think I like Taylor Swift actually. I think I actually like Taylor Swift's music. We listened to that
Yeah.
album so much, and then Evermore after that. But most recently, like I got into like a Bruce Springsteen kick, so I listened to Born in the
Yeah.
USA a whole bunch, and Nebraska as well, which are also like great albums to listen to as albums, right? Yeah, I don't know. I love it. I need to get more into the pattern of putting music on and just letting it go.
Yeah.
Because I have like a really good it's like a soundtrack to Cowboy Bebop, like the animated series. So it's
Mhm,
basically a
mhm.
jazz record, but
Mhm.
it's so good.
It's
And
so
I will
good.
put it on and just like lose my mind how good it is. And I got the Ein edition of the vinyl, so it's got the little corgi on it,
Yeah.
Oh.
which totally aligns
Little
with all of my
baby.
lifestyle choices. But yeah, that and like Fashion Nugget by Cake, also another album that we've listened to around and around again recently.
Nice.
Because
yeah. I was gonna say the one I put on in the background. I have all of Stardew Valley's music,
oh,
and I just play
nice.
Stardew
Yeah.
Valley in the background all the time.
Yeah, like the music from like Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross too. Those two Japanese RPG games, that's really good too. Those are fun because it's a similar vibe to the Stardew Valley music, where it's it's kind of that chippy sort of like it's up, but it's got like a cool drama to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really
Oh,
love
there's
that
tension. There's
Yeah,
tension.
there's
Especially if you
tension.
go into the mines,
stuff. Oh yeah,
gets a little spooky.
Get some minor keys. Dark Side of the Moon is also very. Oh, I see what I did there.
You do.
I apologize. I'm sorry to everyone.
Steve just reeled you in.
No, you were reeling us back in.
I was about to reel us back in,
Good,
but
good. Bring it
then I
together.
did
Bring it back
a
together.
thing. Dark Side of the Moon also has a fair amount of minor key music in it. It's a very moody album. I am interested in hearing how everybody felt revisiting this album. And furthermore,
Yes.
Steve, I know you said that it was like very impactful for you. I would like to know more. Like what stood out so much about this album to you? Like why did it resonate so strongly?
I think a lot of things. I think it's just Pink Floyd music in general is so big.
Hmm.
Their music is so big, and I think one of the things that sets them apart is when they do a solo, it's not really a solo because during a saxophone piece, you'll still have the drums going and the guitars going and the
Mhm.
background vocals going. They just push up into the forefront a
Yeah.
sax, and then the guitar, then the vocals, and then the keyboards, then whatever, the bass. And each part always has theirs, but it's never like, okay, everyone else is going to go off stage and we're just going to listen to a 5 minute sax solo. It's part of the music, which I think is one magical part. I think the biggest thing about that I love about the Dark Side is just the feels you get when listening to it. From
Yeah.
singing my heart out in concerts to Time and Money to
Mhm.
just listening to a great gig in the sky and just
Mhm.
hearing that I just get chills, hearing that. And Brit Floyd, Eva Mendes does that every single year they play. And hearing her do that at Red Rocks every single year is just something you should really experience. It's just Brit Floyd is just so top notch. I'll keep bringing him up, but since Pink Floyd's not around anymore, they're my go-to.
Yeah, they're the new Floyd in
Yeah,
town.
yeah, they truly are. And I think the message too, like the beautiful sadness of us and them, is just
Yeah.
so poignant and so spot on. And I think the last thing I really truly love about it, the music is truly timeless. Like
Hmm.
50 years ago was the Dark Side, now 51, and it's still way up there on the charts. People still
Yeah.
buy their vinyl, still listen to it, and there just isn't a band like Pink Floyd any ever since, and there might not ever be. It's
I
just,
have a contender
oh,
Oh.
really?
that is at least, I haven't listened to enough of Pink Floyd's catalog to say consistently that they are similar, but the band Mars Volta reminded me a lot of this album specifically. Or I guess since I listened to Mars Volta more, this album reminded me of them, though
Oh.
chronologically that makes no
Yeah,
sense.
no, but that's a good connection. I never really thought about that. I don't listen to Mars Volta that much, but you're right. Like
I
there's a
love
lot of
Mars
parallels.
Volta. There's a lot of parallels, specifically between Dark Side of the Moon and their um, first album, Deloused in the Comatorium, which is about a band member that they lost. It's a concept album about like a mental illness and the struggles from both within and without that. And so, I had listened to Dark Side of the Moon, obviously. I know the hits. Um, uh, but this was the first time that I like had engaged with the concept at all.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, it's about something.
Yeah.
But it made me think of the Mars Volta, which also have a very jazzy, experimental. They're a prog rock. They're a little more metal leaning than Pink Floyd, but I think the expansiveness you were talking about, their music being very big and having a lot of like layers and depth to it. I don't know. That's what it made me think of.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like I think of there's a band called Antlers and they have a
Oh,
concept album called Hospice that is
Oh
basically
yeah.
about like being in love with someone who is dying, and that's like the
oh,
whole album. And it is one of the most beautiful albums I've ever listened to in my life, but it is also one that I rarely find myself compelled to listen to because it's hard, it's a heavy
it's
listen. Like
hard.
this, like Dark Side of the Moon doesn't like it's about heavy stuff, but it feels existential to me in sort of like a sublime experience way where like you're listening to it and you just sort of feel yourself expanding out. Like it feels
Hmm.
like ego death in a way, right? Like it's just like, oh, I just don't have to exist for the runtime of this. And I can sort of dissipate into filling the space and being part of this conversation that's sort of about everything that's going on all at the same time.
They could also like take an uplifting song with dark lyrics so well and mix it. So
Mhm.
you're smiling, singing these lyrics so joyfully, but the theme is just so dark. It reminds me of Free 4, another great Pink Floyd song. And it's just super, super upbeat, but it's, and talk to yourself as you die, boom. And it's just
Yeah.
so upbeat, though, of a tune. They can balance that just amazingly.
That's the blessing and the curse of writing bangers, right?
Right.
Like, music's too good, nobody's listening.
It's also the rage, the dying of the light kind of energy, right? Like, I'm going to talk about dying, but I'm going to talk about it with a lot of energy because
Yeah.
it's universal. So it might as well be a bop, right?
Of listening to you speak about how Dark Side of the Moon feels more existential than some of these other bands and albums that we've referenced, I wonder if that goes back to them essentially workshopping with an audience for so long.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
they're bringing not just their own experiences, but like they are trying to bring more people. Like, it is more community building than strictly storytelling in a
Mhm.
way. Does that make sense?
No, it
Like,
totally does. I think
Yeah.
I feel you because this album feels like something that you're supposed to participate in as the listener
Mhm.
rather
yeah.
than just
Yeah.
be like, we're just sit over there and be quiet, right? This isn't a like hoot and holler record, but it's definitely one that kind of calls on you to go like, you felt this before. You know about this too.
Mhm.
Like take our sonic hand and let's just like do this together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, let us all share these feelings. Let's carry them together. Though I will say there is a song on this album that is a hoot and holler song. The Great Gig in the Sky. I hoot
Yeah.
and holler still every time I hear that song. I'm just over, like, I hear a new thing. I'm just over here going, damn girl. Like, that's me listening to The Great Gig in, or I found myself today just going, ma'am. Like, I'm astonished by her vocals on that song every single time.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck?
Amazing.
I always
And did you
it's Claire
guys-
Torrey who's
Claire
singing.
Torrey.
Yeah. And I think okay, and that's another thing that's sort of a cool concept album thing that often is missing from conventional records is the bringing in like an astonishing external voice for a few
Yeah.
songs, right?
Yeah.
One of my go back to the Hazards of Love Decemberance thing. One of my favorite concert memories of my life was seeing them at the Ogden Theater in Denver playing the entire Hazards of Love album. And they had both of the guest women on that record there. So you got the full real experience. And
I love
then
that.
they went to encores after they played the whole album. And they did a cover of Crazy on You by Heart, where both of those women
Oh,
sang
nice.
both of the parts in
Dude, that song fucking
and it's like
slaps.
there's still YouTube videos of that show that I will watch them occasionally and just kind of cry because I'm like I
Mhm.
was there and I remember how this felt when it happened because I don't know, there's nothing like being at a show and recognizing what they're doing and when you don't
Yeah.
expect it and then be like oh, fuck. So yeah I love that like and yeah
Oh,
Claire
man.
Torrey on Great Gig in the Sky is one of those cases where it's just like whoa what wow
How?
yeah
How does she do that?
I
She
know
actually
I can't do
can't-
anything
too. It was total improv.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like insane.
that's so
They
nuts.
just like sort of gave her directions. They
Yeah.
were like, this is the vibe
Yep.
we're going for.
Yeah.
Show us what you got. I also liked that so she was like a session singer. She like worked at the studio, which is the Abbey Road studio now. It wasn't called that.
yeah it
when
was
they recorded
EMI back
there.
before but yeah it's Abbey
Mhm.
Road now.
Yeah, and so she was just a studio singer, not in a diminishing way. She was a studio singer, and she didn't even know that her vocals were on the album until she picked it up in a store. Like, she just got essentially a day rate for singing this, and she apologized to them for like, she was like, that was a lot. I'm so sorry. And they like were super impressed, but didn't tell her that. So
No.
she just got like $400 and found out later that she was on the album.
And then immortalized.
And then there was a lawsuit. And then there was
Okay.
a lawsuit
Oh, okay.
because she should have been getting like royalties. Like she's a writer on this
Oh,
song
shit. Yeah,
in
that's a good
addition, and
point.
like a performer on this song. So, yeah, there was a lawsuit in the 2000s, early 2000s. And now all new pressings credit her as writer, which
Oh, nice.
I love. Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah, for real. Okay. Who all plays instruments here? Or no? Do none of us really play any music?
Played clarinet for
Okay.
2 years in high school.
Great.
That's
Tried to learn
the
guitar
most.
for a little while. I did build up calluses, so I did it for a
That's
little while.
half.
but
That's half the job, honestly.
not anymore.
I played-
but I did choir for 1,000 years.
Okay.
so
Okay. So
I know
all right.
music.
One of the things, because
Your voice is your instrument.
I played guitar and
My
things,
voice.
and then and I tried to sing. Whatever.
Let's start a band.
yeah.
Debut buddies band.
That's right.
Band buddies.
Band
Okay,
buddies.
we'll work on it.
but BANNED buddies.
yeah.
As long as it's
Okay.
Floyd songs, I'll sing.
There you go. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. I'm just the thing that I'm trying to get to that isn't even going to be that exciting, but it's the incredibly intimidating nature of like being asked to just like jam with other people, because I have
Mm.
been in my 20s, I got asked like several times, and you would go over to somebody's house and be like, okay, cool, let's just like set up and just do whatever. And then someone actually like knows what they're doing, and they're just like, I'm going to start drumming, and this person start doing this, and they're like, go ahead, just do whatever. And I'm like, I'm paralyzed with fear now. I know that I'm capable of using this. Like, I've played this guitar in the confines of my bedroom. I don't know how to do this in front of other people. And so the idea of being like a session singer or a session musician,
Yeah.
and you just like drop in and they're like, here's what we're going for. Just kind of, we'll run through it once, see what we're doing, and then just bring what you've got, and we'll see what we do. And then to fucking nail it to the extent that she does. And to be like, I don't even know how to wrap my head around being confident enough in what I was doing to do that, let alone, because like it's one thing to whatever, we ramble our way around things a lot on this podcast, and like, I could probably skibbity doo-wop scat through a half an hour of something for no reason.
Do it.
But-
Prove it.
Show me. Start now.
All right.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah,
that
no,
was
that was not good. See,
Barely
this is
30
why-
seconds.
It was too long. It was already too long. But yeah, it's just astounding to me. I really respect, and that's the big thing. Like, session musicians are it's so wild that there's just
Crazy.
incredibly talented people who exist who you never know the name of, but they are
Yeah.
responsible for like, oh, that solo, oh, that this person played it because they were the session musician. You thought it was this guy. He actually can't play guitar. He's just very handsome, and he plays on these 5 songs for this band, and otherwise that's why he's got the tambourine. And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, being the lead guitar and being a front man are 2 separate skills sometimes.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song on the album, Steve?
Ooh. It really changes each time.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I definitely love Time, Money. I would have to say Us and Them, though. It's just so perfect and beautiful. The sax, the vocals, the theme.
Yeah.
It's just perfect.
I really like Brain Damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with titles. Which one is that? I'm going to pull up lyrics.
Brain
the second
Damage
to last.
is second to last one.
That does not help me. I listen to it on a loop. I don't know.
Lunatic is on the grass.
Mhm.
Lunatic is in my head.
That's a great one.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is they're all good on this, which is hard, because like almost no contemporary album is like, wow, they're all good. It's like,
I don't know if I totally
okay.
agree.
Well, let's go. Let's get with the takes.
No, I realized right before we started recording that the songs that I don't love on the album, I think were user error. I think like Speak to Me doesn't play well in your car while you're running errands. I think you need headphones.
Sure.
And I did not listen with headphones. So I think that's on me. But there are definitely a couple songs on here where I am like, I am bored. Let's go to the next one. Which I think like when I was listening to The Great Gig in the Sky again, because I love it so much, I was like, oh, I should put headphones on and like really get into it. And then I was like, I should have done that with the whole album. That's my mistake, especially because they do so much interesting panning with the sounds in this. Like, you can hear it. A good example is like at the very beginning of Money. You hear like the registers over here and the coins are over there. Like, I don't feel like we do a ton of that with modern music, like playing with the panning, but maybe I'm not listening to
I don't think it happens as much anymore.
Yeah. So this is really interesting. And I think that the reason I didn't like those songs was because I was listening to it incorrectly. I think that's on me.
I mean, honestly, like the car is not the best place to listen to most music, unfortunately. Like, even though that's kind of where we often are when we can.
I think it depends on what you're going for.
Well, oh yeah,
like,
totally. No, like anthemic, like I'm driving and I'm just gonna like scream and sing at the top of my lungs and stuff. Like, perfect.
Yeah.
Like, there's plenty of music that's great for that. This is, I mean, this album in particular, but most of Pink Floyd and like the prog rock era is very like audiophile. Like, you need to really have like headphones and you need to be sitting in like a quiet room that's soundproofed, and so you can really like hear the layers and the depth of the music and all the other stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna get really stoned and listen to it laying on the floor of a dark
that's
room.
The thing. I was thinking, like,
I think that'll do it.
I need to like maybe track down mushrooms or something and just like just a little bit.
Oh yeah,
and then just like listen to this, because it would be it's a very like just let yourself float sort of album.
I think the most underrated song on the album is Breathe, the second song.
Yeah. I think Breathe's good. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, because that's one of the more iconic ones to me. What is your favorite part about it? Like, what makes you say that
really
it's the underrated one?
The lyrics that just grab me: all you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be. And one line is just sets the whole album up, and it's just so perfectly said. I mean, you could write a college class on that one line and just literally. I mean, you could write a PhD on that, and just it's just perfect, and just the whole setting of like breathe in the air to start. It's like a child being born. And
and that's like the first proper lyrics of the album too. So it's like, we're starting the journey. Oh, interesting.
So the life has started, and it goes with that. And then it goes through, this is all your life will ever be, what you see and do. And then it talks about the getting into the rat race of work.
Yeah.
All that. And, everything. Yeah, it's just great start to the true start to the album, I'll say.
Yeah.
And that line, don't be afraid to care.
Yeah.
That's like, we should all remember that. Yeah. It's okay to care.
These are all the existential things about this album that get me, and they get me more the older I get, where I'm like, oh yeah, I don't, because look, we're not gonna save it for the end. I'm just gonna say this. I'm in my early mid 40s. And one of my the midlife crisis that I experience is to the extent of like, why am I spending all my time doing this? Like, and not for nothing.
I quit my job.
Like, not for nothing. I like where I work. I love my job. I think we do really wonderful and important things. But I also go like, man, like I'm exchanging my time, which I will never get back, for this and paper. And it's like that's fucked up. Like all you see and all you touch, like that's it. And it's like, well, I should be out seeing and experiencing more stuff. Like, otherwise, like, what is it? I just exist in this little bubble that I've created for myself because I have to. That's the album goes there too, which is what's, because the album is really a life progression, right? Like, we're going all the way to that gig in the sky of death and transcendence and everything else. So deeply existential.
Although Gig in the Sky is end of...
I know, it's like in the middle.
Middle of the album. Yeah.
Yeah, ends part one, the side one.
Yeah, we kind of reset to get back to our core grounded themes. Like we rise to Gig in the Sky as a sort of like actual sort of heavenly ascendance. and then we ground ourselves back in like, oh hey, but capitalism, and also division, and also all these other themes, right? And like the mental illness that comes out of the capitalism and division. And yeah.
But
All
It's
that in
just
one
so
album.
fucking good.
Amazing.
It has no
And
right to be
it's
this
my
good.
favorite Floyd album. That's how great Floyd is. I mean, they have so many animals: The Wall, Dark Side, Division Bell, Momentary
yeah,
Lapse, Metal. It just goes on and on. And these are all like every song is great on every album. It's just unbelievable how good this band is, and not enough people appreciate truly how epically great they are.
I wonder if do you think Pink Floyd is like high in people's esteem now, or do you think they're like their stock has fallen?
I think it's the same. Like there's a lot of people that don't get it and think it's just a bunch of loser stoner music, and they just don't get it, don't like it. And there's a lot of people that just absolutely are passionate about it and will literally, like me, follow a cover band around just to hear their music live.
Sure.
And then there's just some people that like, yeah, they're okay. You know, it
yeah.
same as it's always been, I think. And but they're still on the charts. I mean, those music's not going away.
Yeah, this album in particular was on the US Billboard charts for 990 weeks.
Whoa.
So into 1976, like full 3 full years almost after it came out, it was still in the charts there.
Wait, how many weeks?
990?
That's 20 years.
That's
Yeah.
20 years. You're right. I'm terrible at
So
math.
at least 3.
I know.
Yeah, at
I mean, it's
least
19 years. I'm rounding up for.
I'm leaving it in. It's fine.
Yeah, you weren't all the way wrong with
Here's
your
the question.
conclusion.
What was I doing? Was I doing months? No?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, if it was months, then it would be even.
No, I think I must have been thinking days, right? Because
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay, there we go.
We're
Yeah,
there.
I just
Yeah.
had to figure out
That
what
was
my
good.
brain did.
That made sense.
Yeah. But yes, weeks are composed of several days. Some say
It's
7.
true. It's usually
Not everyone,
7,
though.
if I'm
Yeah.
remembering
Yeah.
correctly.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, like, I've always like and granted, I've had like a formative relationship with Pink Floyd. So I've always thought like Pink Floyd's amazing. They're not my favorite band ever, but they're always one that I'm like, they're great. And like I would never speak ill of Pink Floyd. Like whatever. Like they didn't strike me as just like stoner music.
No.
But I never like I also I had friends who were like big Rush fans, right? And like
I
love
Rush is a band
Rush.
that I can appreciate. But like I wasn't as into Rush as some of my friends were. And like they were into Rush to the level that I think some people are into Pink Floyd, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Similar sort of like mathy stoners, I guess, is what maybe Rush is.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? Like I like time
I guess I
signatures
don't really know what
and
that means.
marijuana.
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
I was like, I don't.
Yeah, that's sort of prog in general,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But I mean, yeah, like all of
Prog, fuck a 4/4.
I also think though that like so at least I grew up in sort of an era where like prog rock was sort of being pushed aside, right? Because grunge came in and we were changing what rock and roll music was, and so like what Pink Floyd represented was seen as like this is old and we have to sweep it away and get back to a crunchy, gritty garage rock kind of roots. And it's been most of the last 10 years for me listening to a lot more prog rock and being like, no, fucking ELO rules. Like I like Floyd, I like ELO, I like Supertramp. Like there's a bunch of bands, like Alan Parsons Project for that matter. Like there's a bunch of really good shit that was in this weird zone that got buried in the 90s as like, oh, that's over. Like we're not doing that anymore. In the same way that some aspects of like soul and Motown got buried the same way. And then you revisit it and it's just like, wow, this is really good. Why aren't we always listening to this? Why aren't we always talking about this?
I hate to be like
Oh,
old man about it, but we don't make music like we used to.
It's true. We don't.
we just saw ELO last month, 2 months
Nice.
ago when they were at Ball Arena. We
Okay.
got
Oh, nice.
literally bought tickets that day. My wife is like, "Hey, ELO's in town tonight. You want to go?" I'm like, "Can I finish teaching? I'll get back to you." So I got home, talked about it, and we're like, "Fuck it, let's go." And we went, and it was
Nice.
fantastic. Jeff Lynne was like 75, I think, but he still played, and he had a great supporting cast, and they rocked it. It was such a good night.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
They're so fun. Like, and like I've been on a big Jerry Rafferty kick lately. Which, I mean, I don't know. Does Jerry Rafferty count as prog, or is it like kind of, I don't know, fusion-y more so? Anyway,
I don't
like
know who that
Baker
is.
Street's amazing. Everybody's heard Baker Street. That's the saxophone, like that song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
And then he's got another song called
Wow, you did an incredible
Yeah, good
job.
job.
Wasn't
Chelsea
bad,
and I
right?
both were like, got
Yeah.
it.
That's the first time that I've done anything where everybody's immediately gotten it. You saw what I did there. Right Down the Line is another Jerry Rafferty song I really like. And then, and like Eye in the Sky by Alan Parsons Project. Whenever that comes on, like I always go like, oh, fuck, I love this song. And then I always forget that I like Alan Parsons Project until the next time that song plays somewhere random. And I do the same thing. 2012, this album was selected for preservation in the National Recording Registry and Library of Congress.
Yeah, nice.
It is, quote,
Hell yeah.
culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant.
Yeah.
And
Which one do you think it was?
I think
yeah,
aesthetically.
Culturally?
Yeah.
I think aesthetically.
And culturally.
Historically?
Hmm?
Culturally for
Definitely
sure.
culturally.
Yeah. I think it could be historically
You know
significant
what? These
too.
are all sort of the same thing. Hold on.
Here's what it will be.
I'm-
It will be historically significant when we are playing Dark Side of the Moon and we storm the Capitol on January 6th, 2025.
Oh my God.
Stop it.
We gotta
Too
stop. We
soon.
gotta stop the steal. It's real this time.
My God. Oh my God.
We're doing comedy. It's a comedy bits show. We're having fun.
I know. I'm trying. I
It's
forgot.
too dark.
I'm
It's
sorry.
too dark right now. We
I
can't.
forgot.
I know
forgot
it's
how to
too
do
dark.
bits.
It's too dark.
It's too dark.
Just like the moon.
Just like the other side of the moon. This was inducted in the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1999. And it was only a #1 album for 1 week, but it was in the Billboard 200 charts for 736 consecutive weeks, in addition to being in the other Billboard top LPs and tapes charts for 990 weeks. So here I don't have to do the math. That 736 weeks was March 17th, 73 to July 16th, 1988.
Nice.
That's crazy.
It's just like a top 200 record for that whole 15 years.
That's crazy.
Let's talk about some of Pink Floyd's previous names. Steve, do you know any of Pink Floyd's previous names? What Pink Floyd went by before they became Pink Floyd?
No.
Isn't there
Okay.
like something with T?
There was one, Chelsea. From 1964 until 1965, they were called the T Set.
That's it.
Okay. That's cute.
When they started in 1963, from 63 to 64, they were called Sigma 6.
Horrible. That's not a good name.
In 1964, they took on the name The Megadeths with 2 G's.
Okay.
So not to be confused with the band Megadeth. The Megadeths.
Yeah, I feel like
with 2 G's.
that name is pretty misleading, though that's because I know regular Megadeth.
Right. Well, and it's also misleading because Pink Floyd doesn't vibe like Megadeth.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't go like, oh, wow,
Right.
that's a Megadeth band.
No, but you'd be like, that second G, it's changing the meaning somehow.
One of the G's is
terrible,
pronounced like
terrible
a
name.
G and the other one's pronounced like a J.
Ugh.
Meggadeth.
Megadeth. Yeah.
Medgadeth.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Mejgadeth. I like that better, actually. That
I like
that could
that
be the
better,
name of our band. Mejgadeth.
No,
No?
I'm gonna go ahead and veto that one.
Okay. Okay. We'll keep workshopping it.
We'll workshop.
Also in 1964, they were called the Abdabs
Okay, that's
Well,
fun.
all right.
and the Screaming Abdabs.
I like that one.
I like that.
Then they also performed under the name Leonard's Lodgers.
I like that one.
Who's Leonard?
I don't know.
It's all of us.
Hmm.
We
Yeah,
are
we're-
Leonard.
Oh,
We're-
we are
yeah.
Leonard.
And they're just
Okay.
lodgers.
Okay,
just-
cool,
we're just-
cool.
Giving them a roof for the night.
hmm
They also went by the name Spectrum 5 in 1964.
Now,
Better than Sigma
what's-
6.
It's better than Sigma 6 for sure.
Yeah, and it alludes to the Dark Side of the Moon and the
And the
prism cover. Yeah.
Mhm.
Spectrum
okay,
5.
okay.
So then the T
Okay.
set after that. And then in 1965, we finally get the first time that Pink Floyd is in the name, and they are titled The Pink Floyd Sound.
I remember
Oh.
that. Yeah.
And then they changed to just The Pink Floyd, and then they dropped the in
Because it's
1968.
cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were like, look, libraries
Justin
keep
Timberlake told them.
It's hard. The card catalog is confusing. Pink Floyd, comma, the?
You know how they got Pink and Floyd from?
Tell me.
No.
So there are two different old time jazz musicians. I forgot their names, but one was Pink and one was Floyd. And they took one of each of their names and put them together.
Oh.
Honoring
That's
both
fun.
of those musicians.
Man, that's how I make my passwords. Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone.
I just see
Don't
two
tell
things
anyone
next to each other
who's
on my desk,
listening.
and I'm like, okay, got it.
Yeah. Wait,
Chelsea's password is Pink Floyd 1 2 3 4.
Oh no.
you make passwords the way that Marcia or Jan from the Brady Bunch makes up
Is that-
boyfriends, right? Because doesn't
Is she like
Yeah.
Does her
Post-it
boyfriend's
lamp.
like
Sure, Jan.
Harold
Yeah.
Glass or something? Because she like
Oh,
looks
yeah.
around
Yeah,
the room
yeah,
and she
yeah,
sees
yeah,
a
yeah,
water
yeah, yeah.
glass.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
so it was Pink Anderson and Floyd Council.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Those are strong names.
Yeah.
You want to change her name to Pink, Kelly?
No,
that's
there's already a
a
singer
person.
named Pink, so
She flipped the I over to make an exclamation point, so I think you can
I think
reclaim the
I
original
think she
spelling.
normalized it.
Oh, did she?
I think
she put it back.
I thought so.
Yeah, with that slow ballad.
Ah,
I am beautiful. That one.
That's Christina Aguilera.
that is Christina
Mm,
Aguilera.
you're right. Well, this is the first time I've listened to music, so I think I did a pretty good job remembering.
Yeah, no, this is
a song.
great for having never heard music before. You're doing a really good job. Steve, do you have any other thoughts about Dark Side of the Moon that you want to share?
Yeah, just one silly little thing, like in the movie The Wall, where Pink is the kid in school, and the teacher catches him writing notes on his paper instead of following along, and it's the line from Money, and I think it's Money, get back, I'm all right, Jack, keep your hands off my stack, or one of those. And the teacher's like, rubbish, absolutely rubbish, and like smacks his hand. I just think that's such an iconic scene because it's the part of one of the best songs ever in the history of the world. And just, the scene of that was just perfect.
Yeah, like if that kid was writing like Shakespeare in the margin of the book and the teacher was
Totally.
like, that's garbage, you're not paying attention. Yeah.
Steve, what's your least favorite song on the album?
Ooh.
Yeah, tough question.
Oh man, I mean, I would have to say, just Speak to Me, because it's not a whole lot to it, and it's
Yeah.
short, and it's not really the almost a prequel to
It's
the
like
album.
an overture.
Yeah, it feels like the orchestra is finishing warming up before you sit down and the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
starts. Yeah.
Yeah, and we get like little snippets of themes we'll hear later. Like it's an overture. It's like what friggin' Mozart was up to.
Love it. Just before I forget, Brit Floyd next year or this coming summer will be doing their tour, and it's Wish You Were Here tour.
Oh.
I know
All
that.
right.
Yeah, I'll
said
have to look that up.
Chelsea,
Chelsea,
Yeah.
you're gonna get to go out there and hang out.
Yeah, I'll have to see if they're coming anywhere near here.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Or
Arkansas.
Might have to travel.
Yeah.
yeah, come on up, visit me.
Yeah, deal.
We'll go.
I'm actually going to be flying out to San Diego and taking my daughter to it. So,
Oh, that'd be nice.
that's
Very
fun.
cool.
daughter,
Very cool. Aw.
Yeah, when I saw them at Red Rocks, it was the week I had moved out here, and my rule for myself was say yes to every invite. So a coworker was like, "I'm going to go see them at Red Rocks. Do you want to come?" I said yes, and I have a curse where I have to run upstairs. Walking up them
Not at Red Rocks.
is so slow. Well, I tried. And I had not acclimated to the altitude yet. I'm like, go on without me. Like seeing stars. Like, I'll meet you there.
I actually
Like
did
not even to the Red Rocks steps
Yeah.
yet. It was the like
the ramp.
hike up the hill.
Oh yeah, no, the trip into the venue itself is an effort, and like because I did that last spring when I was back for a work trip, and recognized how oh shit I've lost my altitude lungs because
Yeah.
like this is hard work because we
This is
got
hard.
in there and I was like oh I'll just like run up some of the stairs because I'm still young and vibrant.
I'm spry.
And then I was like,
I'm
nope,
sprightly.
nope, this is terrible. I don't want to pass out in front of my coworkers. What am I doing?
I know. I was like, are there snakes out here? Because I might get bitten
Yeah.
when I pass out on the hill.
I mean, hell, you might need the snake to bite you to have the adrenaline to wake up.
Oh, that's a good
So there's
point.
that. There's that angle.
Just to
I made it, and
brag a
then-
little bit, I do the Red Rocks 5K every year.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Fun.
So
Oh,
it starts at the upper north lot, like right by the upper circle. And you go up a tiny bit and then down through the tunnel and all the way down to entrance number 3, almost to the end there. And then all the way back up, upper south lot. And then all the way up the ramp. And that's where you get to stage level. And then the last
Oh my God.
part is going all the way up the stairs to the very top. And that's the finish.
That seems
my
it seems
God.
mean to
I'm
put that at
tired.
the end.
It's brutal.
Yeah. That's because most of the Ks are like vertical. You're not doing a lot of horizontal kilometers.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of vertical climbing.
I want more down.
Yeah.
And it's down first and then up.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So you
I
get
know,
a
that's
false
not
sense
fair.
of like security. You're like, oh, this is gonna be so bad. Oh god.
The Leadville 10Ks do the same thing. It's all downhill and all uphill.
A friend of mine is an ultra runner,
Yeah.
and he did or is going to do the Leadville 100.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you thinking? What are you doing?
So
What are you doing?
The 10K is the first 3 and last 3 miles of that. So you start,
Oh.
you go down, and then you turn around and come back up.
Ugh.
Jeez.
That's about 10K. So I've done marathons like 20 years ago, but I'm good with 5Ks and 10Ks now.
I'll just walk up the stairs to see a show. I don't need to.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to prove anything.
I actually got a podium finish for the 5K this past year in October. I was 3rd place in the age group.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nice
Damn,
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good work.
Damn.
I forgot. I was like 70th out of like 600 people or something.
Jeez.
That's
Third
that's
job.
Oh my
badass. That's badass.
Yeah,
For
that's
old man.
awesome.
Yeah, serious. I mean, we're all old men at some point.
Well,
I was born an old
I've-
man.
Yeah, see,
I've been old. I've been an old man for a long time.
get off our lawn. I think then it's time for the MouthGarf report.
MouthGarf.
The MouthGarf Report. Open wide for some lasagna.
I hate Mondays.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the Garf side of the moon.
Whoa. Oh god, I was imagining the moon rocks as like fuzzy, like Garfield.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be disconcerting.
It would be very disconcerting. That's undeniably so, but
How would John, what do you think John would say if he took the first steps on the moon? Does John have like catchphrases? I can't think of a single
No,
thing.
I mean, John really
John
just
does except
exists
drink
in a
dog semen.
perpetual depression about
Yeah.
like Garf.
He'd be like, oh, of course it's dark. Like,
yeah. I mean, or he'd be like, "Yep, I drank dog semen again."
yeah, exactly.
That would be it.
Dog
Steve,
semen?
there's a Garfield strip where Jim Davis, creator of Garfield, claims that John drinks something that's like supposed to be like a I don't know, like a stimulant for pregnancy, but not actually semen. But the comic is written such that it would appear that John takes a drink of something and then the veterinarian says, someone's going to have puppies. And
Yeah.
it's fairly clear.
Oh,
hello.
hello.
All right, we got
Good
a friend.
puppy. Good timing.
Hello.
Okay, what's the puppy's name?
Tommy, he's 12.
Aw, Tommy.
Tommy.
That's great.
He's just a baby.
Yeah,
12
you're
is
good
still
boy.
baby.
Now, Tommy, are you jealous that you're named after a Who album when your dad likes Pink Floyd better?
No, he's just jealous when he's not paying attention.
Sure. Well, that's yeah. That's how you know a dog is a good dog.
That's
Yeah.
to be expected.
The best dog I've ever had. I've owned dogs my whole entire life. This guy, oh my God,
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
just
Yeah.
pretty good.
Aw,
Yeah.
I love it.
Cute.
I love it.
Yeah.
He's just a baby.
Just a sweet little baby.
He's just a baby.
Still plugging away at 12.
This is the beautiful thing about dogs is they're always babies, no matter how old they get.
They're always babies.
And
So am I.
And that's why we love them.
I
yeah,
also
yeah.
am always baby.
Because look, if my development's gonna be arrested, I want my pets to be arrested as well.
Yeah.
Let's just all hang out in our perpetual youth, or at least
We're
our
all
perpetual,
baby.
whatever performance of youth, even if it's not perpetual in itself.
Yeah, I had to work hard to get here.
Yeah. We're
I started as old man, and now I know how to pretend to be baby.
you're
But it takes a toll.
you're Benjamin Button.
No, the secret though is that I'm still old man.
It's true. Yeah. Well, that's because
Baby is
youth is
performance.
wasted on the young, right? So if you're an
Yeah.
old man forever, then you've never wasted anything. Is that how that works?
Oh my god, did I substance myself with a persona?
Oh shit!
Oh my god. I'll figure that out offline.
Does Dennis
I'll
Quaid
take
tell
that
you to
offline.
smile? You can tell
Oh,
us. This
God.
is a safe space.
I mean, men have told me to smile.
Fair. I mean, I know men do that because men are gross. Steve, we just have to accept men are gross. It's not our fault specifically,
totally.
but men are gross.
I had a guy do that at a bar, like where I was playing with basketball buddies, and he's like hitting on this one waitress. He's like, "Smile! Why aren't you smiling?" I'm like, "Dude,
Yeah.
go back to the
Don't.
'60s."
Yeah, like just go to your house and just jerk off and
Think
leave
about what
alone.
you've done.
Like go away.
Yeah, he's there to serve you, buddy.
Right.
Yeah, come on.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Don't be
gross.
gross.
All right, it's time for the MouthGarf report. So I might keep some of that in because we said some fun things. We also said, I said earlier, welcome to the Garf side of the moon, which I'm going to say again in case I cut it out earlier.
Yep, smart.
Because it's fun, right? And then Kelly can talk about how it would be gross if the moon was made of Garfield, and we'll do the whole bit again. Well, let's save ourselves some time, and I'll just keep it. I'll just keep what's in there, and we won't worry about
Perfect.
it. Yeah, that's good. That's good, and I'll keep this too, because this is a living entity. We are experiencing debut buddies together in real time. Let's see. What do I have? Yesterday, our car got hit. My wife was driving, and the car got hit by a woman just pulled out of her driveway and bonked right into it. It's fine.
No,
it's fine.
is she okay?
Yeah, everybody's fine. It's totally cool.
Okay.
No injuries. The car is fully functional. It's got a
Okay.
dent in the door. It's a little, it's a little unattractive, but it's also like, fuck it. I don't care. I don't want to deal with all the stuff. So I'm not going to.
Oh.
Because why? What's
Okay.
the point? Like, the car already, like, we bought this car and it had dents in it to begin with. Like, I bought a
Yeah.
dented car. It's just slightly more
Yeah.
dented now. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, at some point,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not chasing perfection. I don't need that. I'll find
No,
it in
I just
other
need
places.
it to go. If I can get from point A to point B, I don't really care about all the hail damage and
Truth.
scratches.
That's it, right? That's it.
I
So
don't care.
Yeah. So let's see. So that happened. What else? What else has been interesting? I don't know. I don't know. This is also fun / maybe alarming. I don't know. We went to the gym on Friday.
Uh-oh.
And I was doing my workout like I do. And I get to the second to last machine that I'm going to use. And I start to feel like really like lightheaded and passy out.
Oh,
So I was like,
no.
okay, I'm going to just like stop exercising. I'm going to try to get up and like walk it off. So I like walked to the men's locker room and I sat down for a little bit and then I felt like real passy outy. So I laid down on the floor for a little bit.
Oh no.
Not great.
That's what landed me in the ER. You got to be careful.
Yeah. I fully think that I way overdid it. I think I just I was really feeling it. I was
Oh,
really feeling
no.
myself at the gym, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go
Yeah.
hard and fast. And then I got to that end point, and I think my age happened. Is I was just like, no,
Yeah.
I can't do that.
112.
That's right. Yeah. I'm nearly as old as Pink Floyd's time on the charts.
Probably didn't get enough liquid or food either before that.
No.
Also, here's
Yeah.
my other thing is over the last couple of weeks, pretty much post-election, I have been like not super hungry and have been drinking a lot of coffee as a way of compensating for that energy
Uh-oh.
dip. And I think that caught up with me. I think that
Yeah,
like
that'll
2
do it.
full weeks of not eating particularly well and having 4 coffees a day
Yeah.
hit me. So, yeah. So I'm reevaluating some things around that because not only, more than anything, I'm sitting in this weird, like, a little mortified to go back to the gym again. And I probably won't
Oh,
see any
no.
of the same people, but I was just like, I don't want to be the guy that everybody is like, oh, that guy's going to fuck up and pass out or some shit. Like, and it won't even happen, right? It'll be totally fine because I'm going to be a good boy. I'm going to do it right.
You're going to do it right. And if anybody even noticed, they're not like, oh, he fucked up. They're like,
No.
damn, that guy's taking care of himself.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
He's hard.
I would have appreciated if anybody in the men's locker was like, "Hey, you okay?" Because I was like,
Yeah.
'cause I was like sitting there and like took my shirt off because I was so overheated and like I was just like in full everything was
Oh.
happening at once mode, and then I like lay on the floor with on my shirt. I'm just like, but you know,
no.
it's people and it's public places and people don't. Nobody knows what to do. They're like, "What is this guy? Is he a weirdo?" I don't know. And the answer is yes, I am a weirdo, but not in the way that
Yeah.
should be concerning.
But not. Yeah.
Can't see anybody's
Just
teeth in the
normal
locker room.
weird. Oh, God.
Yeah. Anyway, we do a bit on here, Steve, where I'm into teeth and it's
Obsessed with
gross.
teeth.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
Yeah,
a
he
bit,
collects
right?
and it's totally just a bit. Yeah, it's not at all
It's a
based
bit.
on real life or anything that I'm actually into or keep a large collection of just off camera. It's not based on that. It's just a bit.
Yep.
Did you have a mouth guard before, and that's how it started? Did someone?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we
So
all
we did
still
just
do have
start
mouth
talking about
guards.
mouth guards.
So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the impetus for this, yeah, because it's been like 60 episodes since our first episode now. So yeah, listeners, if you're just joining us, the MouthGarf report originated because we all have mouth guards to sleep,
Yeah.
and Kelly tends to chew right through hers,
Yep.
and Chelsea has to change hers a lot because she was
Yeah, I
doing
tried a bunch of
Invisalign.
different products. Yeah. I'm
And,
the influencer.
Yep, she's the influencer, and then I just have like one cheeky that I mistakenly call Chewy frequently because it's the right thing to do. But anyway,
Pets.
I
You
have
can
that.
get your pet food and your mouth guards at chewy.com.
Oh.
But yeah, so we used to talk about that, and I still have mine. It's still great. I've been cleaning it, so don't worry, everyone.
I'm proud of
Yeah.
you.
Cleaning it, and Magnolia has not taken it again, so I don't have
Okay.
any sort of dog mouth guard issue to consider.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Oh. Last thing I've got, and then I'll pass the mic. But there was recently like a carrot recall because of E. coli.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
turns out we bought those carrots. So
No.
I've had like 2 bags of those carrots in our house over the last like 2 weeks.
Have you
And so I've
eaten
spent-
them?
Oh,
Yes.
he's not eating. Oh,
I know. I did. I did.
I
eat some
always
of
buy
them.
carrots and I don't eat any of them, so I know I'm safe.
I love carrots, but I don't buy organic.
See, very smart. I had like kind of an upset stomach the last couple of days, and I was like, oh shit, is that
no.
what this is? And then I looked it up, and it's like the E. coli symptom stuff is so bad that if I did get anything, it's the most minor
Immediate
case
hospital.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Could it have impacted your gym experience?
Oh.
Did you have tiny E. coli?
maybe
Did you have baby E. coli?
there could have been little
Oh gosh.
little E. coliettes.
Maybe you
coli?
sweat out all the big E. coli, and that little experience saved your
Oh,
life.
wow, that would be something, wouldn't
I'm
it?
so glad we're not a science.
That's what
podcast.
happened.
Yeah.
In my
Oh,
opinion.
man. We're as scientific as Joe Rogan, if not more so. So it's fine.
Oh.
And everybody
I am
takes
a
medical advice
scientist.
directly from that show. So
Dude, right?
Let me go get my degree, which says I am a scientist.
you are a scientist.
So,
I know. I'm not. Look, I'm
of
defending the honor of
computers
that show.
and E. coli.
Well, if it's
Well, you
E,
can't spell
if it's lowercase
computers
e,
without
capital C coli, like a
CO.
product, then it could be. Electronic coli,
Ew.
See?
Yeah.
See, everyone?
right? It's a computer bacteria.
Ugh.
So yeah. Anyway, just a bunch of weird stuff. It's been a great time. Nothing else to
What are
complain
the
about
symptoms
or
of E.
worry
coli?
about. Apparently
That's
you
a great
get like really
question.
bad diarrhea that can have blood in it and stuff like that, and
Okay.
you can have kidney failure, things like that.
Okay.
So yeah, luckily not
Okay.
in that
okay.
place.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta text someone and ask if they had carrots recently.
Yeah.
Give me a moment.
Oh, no.
The grocery store we bought
we'll
them
get
from
a status
called me
update on that
today.
later.
They called
Oh,
me today
that's
and were
nice.
like, "Hey,
Oh.
our customer records show that you probably bought these. They're recalled. Please
Oh,
don't
that's
eat them.
really
And if
nice
you
of
still
them."
have anything left, you can bring them in for a refund." And I was like, "Well." When I read the news, I immediately threw them in the trash, and now there's a bunch of other shit all over them. So I don't think I'll bring them in. But thank you for thinking of us.
Yeah.
It's really good. Very
Yeah.
cool vibe.
Yeah, I've gotten that for one of the lettuce recalls.
Ah,
Although they texted me, which I really appreciated because I was never going to answer
right?
that
You're like,
phone
Yeah.
call.
I don't want to talk to you, grocery store.
I went into a little oddities shop
Ooh, nice.
in Denver called the Terrarium. Terrarium?
Terrarium.
It's not terrarium.
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 Because
Terrarium.
it's also got spooky stuff. It's got spooky stuff. I bought some crystals. I'm going to become a crystal girly.
All right.
There were
You can
a
charge them
bunch
with
of
Chelsea
Yeah, I've got all mine.
I will.
here.
when the
Oh.
beaver moon comes.
I
Oh,
don't think they're supposed to
perfect.
be next to each other. I don't really
Oh.
know, but I got some reindeer moss. Don't know
we'll
what that's
Google
supposed to
it.
do,
We'll
but
figure it out.
it's got a little bit of jade.
Is it
Oh, cool.
velvet from antlers, or is it like moss? Is it actual moss?
It's reindeer moss.
Okay.
You know reindeer moss? You know
Neato.
what reindeer moss is?
No, I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
like it's also edible, but it's
Show
little
me.
white. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see it. Oh, you can.
I think she meant show you.
Oh,
Show you.
yeah, I
eating
meant
it.
eat it.
Oh no, this isn't the edible kind because it's been blessed by the other rocks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
I have no
cool.
idea.
No, this is great.
I don't
I love
know.
it.
I don't know. So I bought
Got
some
my-
crystals and I.
My little.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry, should not be a show and
Ooh.
tell.
No, it's
My-
good.
my cousin
Listeners,
started
we're seeing,
selling-
We're seeing crystals and
My
precious
cousin
gems.
sold crystals, so I just bought a bunch from her because I support family.
Hell yeah! Well,
I love
they're
And I do
I
cool
keep
love
too.
them here, and I do charge them. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I do it, which is might not be
I don't
good.
know.
I don't know. I don't understand.
I think it's
I
I
think
think
it's
it's the
fine.
rule of like the code on Lost. Like, just do it. Don't worry
Okay.
about whether it's the right thing or wrong thing to do. Just keep entering the code because something will happen. If you
Yeah.
stop.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh. I think it's about vibes. I think it's intentions and vibes.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
think you're fine.
Yeah.
But I found they had items. They had teeth items. They had real teeth items.
Oh yes, you texted
Um,
some of these, and I loved
did.
/ also was unnerved by them.
Yes, there. I just sent you the dumb ones. There were like some really beautiful artistic ones from animals that were living at one point. And there, it was like a framed tooth with
Oh.
like some flowers,
Oh.
and then the little collar cufflinks, collar cuffs,
Mhm.
collar links, collar jewelry, collar necklace.
Yeah.
I'm having
You're,
a stroke.
What is
you're,
it
you're
called?
doing it.
What did you say? I asked you what it was, and you knew what it was when I texted you. It's like,
I don't know the word for it. I just know that it's like jewelry for your collar. And so I Googled jewelry for your collar.
Bling.
But it was teeth that you like clip onto your collars with a little chain in the middle. And if it were not $40, I would have bought it as a bit.
Yeah.
But
so were the
Alas, that
shoes
is
there
a
too? Because you
expensive-
texted a picture of like Doc Martens.
oh
with teeth
no, I
on
found
the
those
sole.
on the internet.
Okay, great.
Those were the internet. I send all my teeth content directly to
That's
Nate.
true. Yes, yes.
I'm an enabler.
I demand very little, but I demand it constantly.
I figure if I pay that toll, I will get to keep my teeth.
It's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's a
Smart.
teeth tax.
Much like a doctor who can be kept away with an apple, you can keep me with some teeth.
See, that's all I'm trying to do. I am. I've got a dentist appointment this week, so I will fill you in on how that goes. I'm gonna have to take in my mouth guard, which, as Nate explained, I chew through. They have upgraded me over and over. Like first I had my just Invisalign retainers. That was supposed to be my mouth guard. Demolished it. Then they upgraded me to like a 3D printed resin guy. And I bit off an end of it and they were like, weird, that must have been faulty. So they made me another one. Exact same thing happened. No, I'm just destroying resin. So now I have a 3D printed metal enforced one, which has fracture lines in the place that I have bit the other ones through. So I'm going to go in this week and be like, what do we do? Because I can't keep buying $500 mouth guards that I destroy.
Yeah.
So what's the plan here?
Sounds like a pickle.
Yeah, I've got stress. I have high anxiety. So I'm just chomping through them. I don't know what I'm going to do. So next fortnight, hopefully I'll have an update on what next steps are. I think it's going to have to be remove my jaw.
Yeah. Can I just have a
I'll take care
detachable
of it.
jaw for nighttime?
Yeah.
I'll lock it into
Or
place.
maybe I should get like in old timey movies when somebody has a toothache and they like wrap an ace bandage around their whole head. I'll just do that so that I can't like up and down. But I think I'm not up and downing.
You're
I think
just-
I'm just downing once
Yeah.
and
and
never
holding
letting
it.
go.
Mm.
Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Die, probably.
I mean, we all
Long
are.
enough timeline.
That's the whole point of the
Yeah.
album that we just talked about.
Yeah.
That's true. What's Pink Floyd's recommendation? Was there a song about
About mouth guards.
relaxing?
Probably.
Probably. I'll listen with headphones. Maybe that'll do it.
I don't have any mouth guard news, just some Garf news.
Oh.
I didn't send it because it's not that good, but it gave me something to talk about. I was watching a TikTok of somebody making a Garfield pancake, and I was like, I have to watch this because I have to show them. And I watched it for like 15 minutes, and I was so upset with myself for sitting there and watching somebody make a giant Garfield pancake. Was it worth it? I don't know. But
How giant?
okay, so I had to get it in multiple shots because it was alive. So like they're making it live.
Oh.
And then I was
Oh.
like, I'm gonna have to watch all of this. Okay, this
So
is
that
it while
picture
they're
is
letting
like
it cook.
They had like a pastry bag
Mhm.
with colored batter.
Oh yeah,
in
thank
it.
you for describing. Forgot this is
Yep.
not a visual.
Yep. I'm here for the listener.
And then the flip.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Very
I mean, that's-
well.
Oh, so he's like standing. He's doing
Yeah,
his
it's
sassy
full-
little.
Yeah, he's got
Full
his
body guard.
He's popping his hip. He wants to
Yeah.
look a little tall.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna send it to y'all, but then I was like, I'm gonna have to send 3. I'll just show them later.
I mean, I admire that. That's I spend so much time now, but when I'm scrolling through social media and watching like cooking things and other weird I've talked about how like I watch a lot of baseball card packs being opened
Oh,
as
yeah.
another kind of content that I get.
Yeah.
I want Garfield cakes. I want a Garfield cake algorithm. So I'm
Mm.
gonna have to just start seeking those out so that gets funneled
I'll
in
just
there.
send one
Just
to you if it
Google
comes
it.
out.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Honestly, at this point, our phones have heard us.
True.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
We're
get
all
it.
gonna start
in an
getting
hour,
it.
So it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Sorry, Steve. You're gonna get a lot of Garfield content because your phone is
Yeah,
somewhere
sorry
near
about
you.
it.
I've got one to add. My son is he loves Garfield. I don't know where it came from.
Hell
He's
yeah.
a junior in college right now at CSU, and he loves Garfield. And when he watches it, he's like, "Can we make lasagna?"
Hell yeah. That's great.
Same question.
That's amazing. Yeah, we've talked about a little bit on the show before, but like there is this it is odd that Garfield is experiencing a major renaissance,
He's
right?
having a moment.
Yeah. Like
We did
all
it.
kinds of people are about Garfield. And I think a lot of it is look, he doesn't like capitalism because he hates Mondays.
Yeah.
And he loves food.
That's true.
And he doesn't like listening to people. And that's kind of where we're all at.
Mm. Yeah.
Plus, he supports USPS.
He does.
Oh, love that.
Specifically for mailing Normal to Abu
Yeah,
Dhabi.
to Abu
Is
Dhabi.
that what you
Yes.
mean?
Yeah. Yep, that is
Because
what I
that
mean.
postage is expensive.
Got a teeth one too.
Oh,
So
Hit us with it.
I I'm a teacher, and one of the things I teach health class, and one of my main things in health, I tell about my teeth story, which I didn't take care of my teeth at all. I was a really bad snacker as a kid, and I didn't go to the dentist for like 15 years plus as an adult. And I ended up getting like major root canals. So I got a bunch of root
Oh,
canals and crowns and cavities, and I finally started taking care of my teeth, and I floss and use a water pick and brush my teeth twice a day. And now every time I go to a checkup, they're like, you take excellent care of your teeth. But I always tell my
yeah.
students, whatever you don't take care of in your life will come back to haunt you, whether it's your teeth, your mental health, your physical
Mhm.
health, your feet, whatever. It's whatever you don't take care of will come back and get you. So take care of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100. I had a very similar experience. Like I didn't go to the dentist for it was like 7 years
Same. It was
but when I
7 for
left the
me.
house to go to college, and then pretty much until I was like 26 or 27 years old. And then I paid for all of that financially
Yeah.
too, because it was like, oh hey,
Oh, yeah.
all the like, oh, I'm gonna save money by not going to these checkup appointments. It's like, nope, now you're gonna pay all of that immediately, and you have to sit and get drilled and yelled at and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I'm in the same spot where now I go to the dentist and like, you're doing a great job. I don't have anything to teach you. Go forth and multiply your teeth. And I say, I'm making a collection. Do you have
Is
any
that
extra?
healthy?
Okay.
And they say, no, get out of my office. I don't
Yeah.
even know why you're here. This is a Denny's, and it's complicated, but yeah, it's very good advice. You should take care of
Yeah.
these things now, because you'll pay for them later.
Especially teeth, because
Especially teeth.
they like oral health also impacts heart health.
Mhm.
So keep your mouths clean.
That's right. And not from swearing. Swear all the fuck you want. Like fucking
Oh yeah, that's
shit
fine.
your
That's
fucking
not hurting
ass off.
anything.
I don't care. But
What?
brush your teeth.
Fucking A.
But
I'm
don't.
gonna-
That
I
might
don't
be E.
wanna
coli.
shit
Yeah, don't-
my
Did
don't-
you
ass
eat
off.
Yeah,
carrots?
don't shit your ass off. That's
Yeah. Would like to keep that attached.
keep everything. Look. That was the MouthGarf report. Y'all ready to play a game?
Are we
Y'all ready for
ever?
this? Dun-dun-dun.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. It's time to play. I see what you did there. And this I see what you did there is going to have a lot of Floyd's and Pink things and
Okay.
other such connections to colors and music.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Dude,
When
gonna
we
be
do
great.
play, we play co-op. So
Yeah.
we're
So
all
it's-
just
there's no
gonna-
competition.
We're all on one
Everybody's
team.
working
All right,
together. So if
We
you-
tried to
if you're
do it
feeling
separately, and then we cried a little bit.
It
So-
was too hard.
or a lot.
Yeah.
Number one.
Wait. Steve, you're familiar with how
Yep.
this works? Okay.
Two
awesome.
things come together and you got form a thing connected.
Yeah, you know
Got it.
what we're
Bingo.
doing.
He's got it.
Yeah, this is gonna be fine. It's gonna be perfectly fine. All of
Oh,
these
no.
are really well
Nervous
written, and you're gonna
every
love them.
time.
Okay.
Okay, number one. Poor eyesight plaguing Mayberry's Floyd the barber is an example of this word derived from French. And Pink joined Christina Aguilera, Maya, and Lil' Kim to cover this Patti LaBelle disco hit for the Baz Luhrmann film Moulin Rouge.
So something, Lady Marmalade.
Lady what?
Lady Marmalade.
Marmalade.
So that's the second part.
Yeah, Lady Marmalade's the second part. So poor eyesight is an
eyesight.
example of this sort of thing that would afflict someone.
A malady?
Great, put them together.
Oh.
Malady marmalade?
You see what I did there?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
good
Okay.
work, good
Okay.
work. That was the loose one because I wanted to get Floyd the barber in because of Floyd and but who
Oh,
watched
I
Andy
see.
Griffith in the room? I don't know. Like I know I
Me,
did.
I
Okay,
did.
good. Yeah, it was syndicated, so I whistled that shit all the time.
Nick at Night,
Little
baby.
Ronnie Howard. Okay. Number two, talented actor Tony Todd, R.I.P., portrayed
R.I.P..
Daniel Robitaille, an African-American painter who fell in love with a white woman and was murdered with bees. And he haunts this Chicago housing project in the film Candyman.
Got it.
And this colorful band is known for songs like When I Come Around, Brain Stew, and Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Cabrini Green Day.
You see what I did there? Yeah, Cabrini Green Day. Well
I got the
done.
Green Day part.
Great movie. Horrible. It's so sad that Tony Todd died so young.
I know.
He was in so many good things. He was in Star Trek: The Next Generation and DS9.
X-Files.
He was so good.
Oh yeah,
So good.
The Crow.
The Crow.
God damn.
He's a good dude.
He's just a
too
baby in
bad.
The Crow.
Number 3. The Dark Side of the Moon was first played for the British press at this colorfully, yes, there's a U in color, named theater in London, which was especially appropriate given the album's prismatic album cover. And this is a 2016 team-based online multiplayer first-person hero shooter video game by Blizzard Entertainment. Hint, one of the characters is a genius gorilla.
Steve, I think we're going to need you for the first part at least.
The pyramid thing in London, that the glass pyramid.
It's just the theater is named
Okay.
a colorful name. What's
Is it
the most
rainbow?
colorful thing? Chelsea's got it.
Okay.
Oh,
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Uh-huh. Rainbow. And then we need a 2016 team-based online multiplayer first-person hero shooter video game by Blizzard.
20.
Halo.
See, that's what I was gonna say.
2016.
This has a bunch of
But
different
2016.
bunch of different characters. So there's a gorilla character, there's like a sprinter character, there's an old man
Is
with
this
a
like
gun,
Oh,
there's a cowboy character.
What's the dance where they're?
You're thinking of Fortnite.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it's not Fortnite.
Oh,
Okay.
it's not that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Halo.
It's 2016. 2016.
Yeah, it came out in 2016. They
Team-based.
released a sequel like last year, I think.
Oh gosh. And there's
There's a bunch of little guys. You said.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different characters you can play as, and you
And
just
who-
do these
okay.
Grand Theft Auto.
things. It's not Grand Theft Auto.
there's a bunch.
Blizzard computer game, not
Yeah,
controller.
Oh yeah,
game?
no, it can be both.
It's
I'm
both,
pretty sure you
yeah.
can get it on a
Oh, it's
PC
both,
probably
and
an Xbox.
I had the first one on the PlayStation. I played it for a while actually.
Okay.
It's
Was it Garfield?
And there's a
Kart?
bow.
Was it Garf Kart?
its name is composed of two words put together. The first half is the opposite of under.
Over.
Over.
Okay.
Great. And the
Overwatch?
second
Rainbow
Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Rainbow Overwatch.
Oh.
Okay, that was
Oh.
difficult.
You see what I did there? Rainbow Overwatch. That was the
Overwatch.
worst one. It'll
Oof,
be better.
that
for
was
me.
I've
difficult.
never.
We got there.
I've
Thank
never
you
heard
for-
of Overwatch.
Thank you for taking us through that.
Okay. Number 4. Number 4. The dark side of the moon can get as cold as negative 297 degrees Fahrenheit at night, which is about 150 degrees colder than this coldest continent on Earth. And this New Zealander has had roles in What We Do in the Shadows and Marvel's later Thor films while directing 9 movies of his own.
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
YPD. Sorry. Is that
You really you
I can-
got most of it.
Antarctica?
Ty, we got to shift it further into the word. This is like
What's
last
the
time.
second part?
This is a New
Taika
Zealander.
Waititi.
Yeah, Taika Waititi is who the person
Antarctica.
is.
Taika Waititi. Antarctica. Yeah, it's Antarctica. Antarctica. I'm done.
Oh, please keep
Antarctica
going.
Waititi.
Thank you.
Yes.
Antarctica Waititi is what you saw me do. Yeah,
Oh,
it's fun, right?
we got there.
Stumbled through.
Okay, one more.
Are any of these going to be about Pink Floyd?
No. unfortunately.
He did this for us because we are.
This is the name of the
so-
game.
Literally, the only Pink Floyd related thing was the theater where they did the listening party for the press, and that was the Rainbow, and that was it. That was a Pink Floyd fact. Everything else has Floyd's, has
Oh,
colors, whatever. Number 5. This American performance art company, formed in 1987, is a Las Vegas staple and is commonly known for its azure-tinted performers. And this is a psychological phenomenon that occurs when an assemblage of people prioritize consensus over critical thinking when making decisions.
Blue Man Groupthink.
You see what I did
Blue
there,
Man
yeah.
Mob.
Blue Man Group thing. Very well done.
Damn.
Nice.
Yay!
Nice.
You did it.
Oh, I thought I was going to be like Blue Man Group Tulpa. No, sorry.
Ah.
I was going mob mentality.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's a good one.
That was I See What You Did There. Now it's time to talk Debs, where we give this episode or the album Dark Side of the Moon a rating from 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the least.
How many dibs? How many dibs? How many dibs? How many dibs?
On our scale of Debs, based on the movie Debs, which, Steve,
Perfect
if you've never
film.
seen the movie Debs, you should watch
Oh.
it sometime. It's a lot of
Okay.
fun. So yeah, let's talk. I really like this album. I'm giving it a 5, and I'm also giving our conversation a 5. Boom, 5 Debs.
Have we ever not given our convo a 5?
I feel
There
like
was
a couple
one
times.
day. We had
Yeah.
one day. We had a dark day. I can't.
Okay.
I remember us being like, "This was bad."
Yeah. We should not have done this.
We talked about capitalism the entire. It was like the AI one. What was that?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
That was
fuck
bad.
the.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, 5 for conversation, and 5 for album because this is going to end up being my Spotify Wrapped as the most listened to album. Last year it was Evanescence. The year before it was Lionel Richie. So we're killing it, guys.
Great. So pretty much just whatever
You
one album is podcast related per year
Yeah.
will be your Spotify rap.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
You can find me and Chelsea talking about Evanescence over on our friend Kylan Savage's show, Church Jams Now. Friend of the show.
Yeah, woo. It's a fun podcast. I listen to them.
Yeah.
All right, 2 5s. What do you got?
I mean, yeah, I'm going to go 5. I got to go 5. I texted the buddies earlier that I wasn't loving the album, but after listening more closely and reading more about the concept, I'm coming around.
Nice.
I was wrong.
Aw, it's a.
I can admit sometimes you have to learn new information and accept that you were wrong.
It's a little dark side miracle.
Yeah. I'm not going to do Dark Side of Oz.
No,
I'm not
oh,
gonna
we
do
didn't
that.
really
I'm sorry.
talk about that. I think what's interesting about that is how vehemently the band denied any connection to it. That
Mhm.
makes it more
Yeah.
interesting to me than anything else. It's just like, oh, this is like just people saying stuff fit together. And it's just
Mhm.
sort of the form of early memetics where, the same people who said that like Dark Side of the Moon and Wizard of Oz are meant to go together and was done intentionally are also making up horrible shit that will destroy our country soon. It's exciting.
Oh, God.
It's exciting that like this is what we do with things is we just make up a semi-plausible story and then destroy ourselves with it.
Yeah.
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 People believe it without researching it for themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. Without even like bothering to check or say like, oh, hey, did Pink Floyd ever say that that's not at all the case? Oh, they did, and it's very clearly recorded. Okay, never mind.
I don't believe it.
Yeah,
Deep fake.
Steve, what do you think?
Deep
Do you
fake.
you like this? You like the album? You like the show, or
Is this
just
a good
like
album?
ones across the board?
Oh,
Kind of bummed
I mean,
out.
Combo was fun. Like that 2 hours flew by. Like,
yeah.
holy crap. I
Oh, yay.
realized that was 2 hours. So that was great. Good to meet both of you. Haven't met you guys before. So I had a
Yeah.
lot of fun talking about it. And just geeking out over Pink Floyd. I will do that for hours and hours and days. Definitely beyond a 5 for the album. It's just iconic. It will go down for hundreds of years as one of the best albums ever.
Right on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, if we can come up with another Pink Floyd related first, maybe we talk about The Wall or something at another point, or
First movie.
yeah.
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 There's lots of ways to bring this back together, and it would be fun. It's been really great having you on. You were excellent. And, yeah. This is just it's a fun topic to dig into the album from a different perspective, not just like listening to it in the car, listening to it in passing, but really thinking about it and getting to chat about it.
Yeah.
So fives across the board once again. I mean, we're really killing it lately. I don't think we dipped below 5 in like 7 episodes.
They must feel so honored. They get to add this to their credits.
Know, right? We need to get in and put it
They're
on the
like
Wikipedia
Grammys,
now.
Music Hall of Fame,
Actually,
Library of Congress, debut buddies.
should we start adding our ratings to the Wikipedia pages of the things we talk about and see how long they stay?
Yes,
Okay,
we should.
great.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes.
We're gonna have to strategize about how to do that effectively. But I like this. It's guerrilla marketing, but it's also about telling the truth.
Yeah.
Love it.
For our next episode, we are going to talk about the first Ghostbusters. And no, I don't mean 1984's Ghostbusters. We're talking about the Ghostbusters who started in the 1970s on a children's live action show and were featured in the early 80s in a cartoon called Ghostbusters. And it's going to be something else. But you're going to learn something because you didn't know. You're assuming like, do you mean the long-running franchise that's now headed by Paul Rudd and several members of the Stranger Things cast? No, that's not what I mean.
Huh.
I don't mean that at all.
How dare you
How dare
misunderstand
you?
him like that?
Your words will haunt me to my dying day. We're going to talk about a different Ghostbusters. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. It's going to be a lot of fun and weird because there's a gorilla. There's a gorilla in this show.
I can't
Just
wait.
like Overwatch.
That's right.
Wait,
Just
was
like
that
Overwatch.
right?
There's a lot of we got a lot
it
of
was
gorilla
good.
overlap tonight.
Wow.
That wasn't even
Yeah,
on
that's
purpose.
weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next time it will be.
I got a monkey tattoo.
You got a monkey
Oh,
tattoo?
nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
Is it
Yeah,
shareable?
yeah. Is this something you can show us?
Yeah, it's on my back.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to. Like,
All right, let's see it. Let's see it.
Oh,
hell
cool.
yeah. That's great.
Oh, you got a lot of critters
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah, and you got your
Aw.
wolf because you take your students to that the wolf sanctuary thing, right?
Mission Wolf
Oh,
Sanctuary,
nice.
yeah. So that
Cool.
I got the monkey like long ago. And DR is my nickname, Dr. Livingston. So
Yeah, we
got on there a
presume.
long time ago. And then my daughter asked, same one I'm going out to San Diego with, she wanted to get matching wolf tattoos because we named her after Wolf. And so she wanted me to pick out the wolf, and I got mine. And I was like, well, if I'm getting my daughter, I have to get my other 2 kids. So
yeah.
my other
Oh, that's fun.
my other youngest son is from Ethiopia, so I did the Ethiopian lion that's on their flag.
Nice.
And I
Cool.
couldn't think of my oldest son, so he was over one day. I'm like, what animal represents you? And without missing a beat, he's like, sloth. And I was like,
Hell yeah.
can't argue with that.
Yeah, that's great. Who wouldn't like to go to the bathroom like just every 2 weeks? That would be nice.
Oh, I forgot they
Yeah.
did that.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, every sloths
Oh,
are like
my
on a
God,
2-week
that's so-
cycle. They climb down a tree, they do their business, they climb back up.
Huh. The more you know.
You
And
think
it's
they
two-
Is it
let
takes
go
a
from
week?
up there?
Yeah,
Like, hey, look out below.
yeah, right. Watch out. Except they'd say it really slow, so people couldn't watch out in time. They'd just be like, "What?" And then they'd already have poop on them, so it'd be too late.
And going back to the monkey tattoo is from a t-shirt shop in Boulder that closed down now. It was called the Funky Monkey.
Oh, I
Oh.
remember the Funky Monkey. Yeah, hell yeah.
And that was my nickname
love
for
that.
a little bit too.
Love that.
Steve, do you have anything you'd like to plug? Anything that you want people to know about?
I already talked a lot about Britt Floyd. Wish You Were Here tour this year. Go see him. Mission Wolf we discussed. Morgan Adams Foundation for fighting pediatric brain cancer.
Hmm.
Great
Right on.
local Denver foundation. That's about it.
Yeah, very cool.
That's
Great.
awesome.
Thank you again for being on. This was
Of course.
this was
Thanks for
awesome.
having me.
I'm glad we were able to put this together. I know it's been in the works for a while. We've been talking for months about this, so it's good to make it happen. If you
Yeah.
like this show, listeners, please subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you listen. If you're on the Apple Podcasts app, give us 5 stars, write a review, tell us your relationship to Pink Floyd or your relationship to, let's say, monkeys, wolves, or sloths. I'm into all of it. Give us the 5 stars. You can say whatever you want in that review. If you like the music on the show, please check out Michael J. O'Connor's music. Go to michaeljoconnor.bandcamp.com. And if you want to read some independently published books that we've been cranking out all year and will continue to crank out in 2025, go to readspaceboy.com.
And if you miss me and Chelsea in the off weeks of Debut Buddies, you can find us over on Never Show the Monster, where we are talking about scary movies. Ooh.
I watched the Dr. Sleep director's cut.
Hmm.
I should have mentioned this in the MouthGarf
Ooh.
report, but I watched that. It's like 3 hours long, but it was really
Oh
good.
wow!
Oh.
I have not watched it,
Okay.
so no
Yeah.
spoilies.
So
Yeah,
good.
don't.
I've seen normal.
Yeah, it's
I've seen normal
yeah,
cut.
it's good. I think it's pretty good. We'll talk about it more.
Okay.
We'll talk about it more later. Look, this isn't the time.
When
Right
are we gonna
now-
have just
This
a
isn't the
Mike
Mike
Flanagan,
Flanagan
episode?
report.
Yeah, we gotta we'll Flanagan. The thing to say now is capitalism sucks, but we love
Oh,
all
yeah,
of
it's
you,
that time.
and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Yoha,
Yo-ha.
See ya.
Yoa.
bye, buddies.
First is best, or first is worst.